It's Monday, the 25th of January, 2021. Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6 with me, Bernice Abubeidulansa.
Our COVID-19 treatment centers have gone from having 0 patients to now being 4. Ghana Health Service is recording on the average 200 new cases of COVID infections daily.
COVID-19 is real.
The news is live on Joy 99.7 and hits 103.9 FM in Accra, also on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across Ghana and worldwide at myjoyonline.com. Coming up, 6 more persons dead from coronavirus complications as the virus continues to spread in Ghana. Parliament is meanwhile moving its sitting to a virtual platform as part of measures to help slow the spread.
Because of the COVID, we will be needing about 1/3 of members on the floor. The rest will have to do virtual parliament.
Also, 2 witnesses ready to testify, a request to halt proceedings and a counter request that the election petition hearing must continue.
Our questions are designed to find out in actual fact what happened. We have filed for stay of proceedings.
We'll tell you what to expect this week as the Supreme Court resumes hearing of Mr. John Mahama's election petition. And in business,
inflation forecast to end this year at an average rate of 8.5%, a move that will help keep prices of goods and services relatively stable and push lending rates slightly down.
And glowing tributes at vigil in honor of President Jerry John Rawlings, as some close friends of the NDC founders say fallout from a book by one of his former ministers detailing his working relationship with Mr. Rawlings hit him hard in his last days.
In his very last days, he died betrayed. He felt betrayed. That book, that was, and the response that came from those he worked with, it was a big blow to him.
We've got details in a moment. To stay. Thanks for your company. The details now. 6 more persons being treated for COVID-19 have died. It brings to 367 the number of persons who've so far succumbed to the disease since its outbreak in March last year here in Ghana. In the latest data published by the Ghana Health Service for 20th January, as many as 679 persons were infected, bringing the country's active case count to nearly 3,300. Following publication of the new data, public health specialist Nana Kofi Kwache tweeted this: "We need an immediate nationwide ban on large social gatherings, especially those that often involve travel, like funerals. We are in dangerous and uncharted territory with ongoing community spread of 2 of the new COVID-19 strains. The government of Ghana and Ghana Health Service know this. Follow the signs." Well, as part of measures to help slow the spread, Speaker of Parliament has announced that only 1/3 of MPs will be made to enter the chamber to participate in parliamentary proceedings. The rest will have to join via an online platform. Listen to Speaker Alban Babin making the announcement.
Because of the COVID, we will be needing about 1/3 of members on the floor. The rest will have to do virtual parliament. You have to be in your offices, observe proceedings, as and when necessary, appear to contribute. But we're not going to allow this kind of sitting again. We are also making preparations, if possible, from next week to make use of the new tent that is provided down there where we used to swear in His Excellency the President.
You heard the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Babin. Now, Member of Parliament for Bolgatanga East, Dr. Dominic Ayene, has served notice to table a private member's bill before Parliament seeking review of the law that imposes various sanctions for non-wearing of the face masks as part of measures to help curb the spread of COVID-19. And under the executive instrument EI 164 is the Imposition of Restriction Act 2020. Now, it's an offence to refuse to wear a face mask in public. The punishment is a prison sentence of 4 to 10 years or a fine of 12,000 cedis or between 12,000 cedis and 60,000 cedis. But Dr. Ayene says the regime is too harsh and must be reviewed.
This regime will not work for us. So we need a more humane regime. Maybe the whole municipality exam is something that we need to take up very, very seriously. So we probably need to look at the sanctions regime very critically. I will probably begin discussions with my friends on the opposite side about whether or not, if the president is not bringing a review, of the law, we can start something by way of the private members bill.
Well, meanwhile, Ghana's COVID-19 active cases is 3,000 now, and health professionals are warning of dire consequences if measures are not taken to stop the spread. President Akufo-Addo, at a virtual meeting of heads of states of ECOWAS, called for the prioritization of vaccinating on the African continent.
It is a clarion call for all of us to remain faithful to the main objective of ECOWAS, which is to promote cooperation and integration for the well-being of our citizens. The time has now come for us to work earnestly towards the vaccination of our populations. We need to send a strong signal to them from this summit of our determination to protect them.
President Akufo-Addo is speaking at a virtual meeting of heads of states of ECOWAS. Now, EC Chairperson John Mensah and the NPP's Peter McMahon have filed documents indicating their preparedness to testify against John Mahama in the election petition currently at the Supreme Court. Mr. Mahama's side has, however, failed to file any witness statement as they seek to push the Supreme Court to halt proceedings. In what promises to be a week of interesting developments at Ghana's Supreme Court, correspondent Joseph Akable brings us the latest on the petition seeking to annul the December 7 elections.
The court shall sit on Tuesday, the 26th of January 2021 for hearing of this petition.
I do know about the schedule provided, but I also know that your lordships are here to administer justice, and that justice must not be sacrificed for expedition.
Lead counsel for Mr. Mahama, Chachuchi Kata, had served notice of his side's inability to comply with the court's directive. The court, however, handed down the orders. Witness statements were to be filed with hearings set to take off on Tuesday. Mr. Mahama's lawyers have since filed a motion seeking to halt hearing of the petition. They want the court to first deal with their second push to have the EC chairperson subjected to 12 questions.
Our questions are designed to find out, in actual fact, what happened. That is very important.
So until they hear the review and give you their decision, you are not filing your witness statements and your preliminary arguments,
because we have filed for stay of proceedings.
President Akufo-Addo's lawyers, however, disagree. They have filed documents opposing the request for the case to be put on hold. They say there are no exceptional circumstances meriting a halt of the trial. The legal team has additionally filed a witness statement indicating the preparedness of 2020 campaign manager Peter McMahon to testify against Mr. Mahama. Mr. McMahon says he provided to the court videos of top NDC officials claiming the party had won the polls by more than 51%. Nowhere in this petition, he notes, is this claim of victory made. The EC3's chairperson has also filed a witness statement. Mrs. Mensah admits to inadvertently changing total votes cast for total valid votes cast during her declaration.
Court correspondent Joseph Akable with that report, and there were glowing tributes Sunday night at the Air Force Officers' Mess as family members, the military, politicians and others gathered to honor former President Jerry John Rawlings. At the event, former Information Minister Fritz Bafo and Richard Forjo, both close associates of the former president, reviewed fallout from a book by one of his former ministers, Kwamna Ahoy, detailing his working relationship with Mr. Rawlings hit him hard in his last days. Maxwell Agbagba has more.
A saxophone version of Angelique Kidjo's Bleu at the vigil. In attendance were former First Lady and wife Nana Konadu Adjuan Rawlings. Richard Forjo has been a friend of J.J. Rawlings for 40 years. He revealed former NDC Minister Kwamna Ahoy's book, Working with Rawlings, which provided details of his relationship with